Hello, Kendall.
Hey, Max.
How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
Okay, good. I guess Halloween is here.
Yeah, it's time to start getting in that spirit.
Yep. And I have an eyewitness case.
Ooh, okay.
Now, you don't know. You haven't heard this, so we'll preface it with Kendall doesn't know what I'm about to read. I'm reading an investigator's first-hand findings, an investigation report of an encounter that a woman had in the middle of the night.
Ooh, encounter.
August 21st, 1973, in Derry, Pennsylvania.
What the hell's going on in a town called Derry, Pennsylvania?
It's spelled Derry.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this ain't no cowman, and nothing will be, but it's pretty good. So I'm just going to read it.
Go for it.
About 2:30 a.m., August 21st, a very strange incident occurred near Derry. It was a very warm night. So Sue Mace, this is a pseudonym, let me turn my volume down a slight, decided to leave her window partially open to get some air.
No, see that? Right there, red flag.
Dumb bitch. You fucking dumb shunt.
Oh, getting edgy.
This fucking woman was suddenly awakened out of her sleep and was horrified to see a grotesque face looking at her through the window. Now, that might sound pretty standard fare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except this lady had her bed right next to the window.
But why do people do that, man? Stop.
Only 3 feet away.
Jeez.
Gets worse. The window was 9 feet off of the ground.
What? Okay.
The drapes were pulled back and aside by the creature.
Okay.
Yep, that ain't good. The woman stated that the animal had to be taller than her window since it looked like it was stooping down to look into the bedroom.
Oh, gee, how big is this thing?
The woman looked again, confirming to herself that she was awake and not, in fact, dreaming. When the woman moved, the creature got up and turned and moved straight back away from the window in an awkward and slow manner. Sue saw the drapes draw back to a closed position. It was quiet outside. The witness thought it was odd that she could not hear the thing moving away. Some outside lighting illuminated half of its face, Sue said. She would never forget that hideous sight. She described the shape of the face as round. It had dark hair and could only be seen from the nose up, since it was blocked by the bottom of the windowsill. The nose was flat and pushed back, similar to a gorilla. The eyes were more round than oval, and seemed deep set within the cheekbones. The eyes were dark with no whites, and no eyelids to be seen, eyelashes or eyebrows either. Underneath the eyes were wrinkles or layers of skin, which looked almost burnt. The skin around the eyes and nose appeared to be flesh-colored, and she said that the cheekbones were high, and the eye sockets were not like that of a human, but were flat, and the eyes were deeply embedded. When the creature moved away, Sue, who was too frightened to close the window, of course, too late, bitch.
Right, I mean, you're gonna get ate.
Yeah. Ran into the bedroom of her teenage daughter. See, Bigfoot's going after the fucking soccer moms, dude.
Dude, he smells the pheromones, dude. He can't help himself.
Who in turn closed the window. So she made her teenage daughter close the window?
Oh my, yeah, okay. More like she was trying to use her daughter as
she made her teenage daughter close the window.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
But you know, Kendall? It's not fair, okay? Bigfoot, he's just an animal, okay? He's just doing his animal things. You know, leaving the window open, you're just enticing the Bigfoot to come and to peek around.
She made her teenage daughter close the window. A short time later, her daughter ran into her mother's bedroom to which her mother had returned. The girl told her that she had seen a big shadow, the biggest shadow she had ever seen in that room. The girl was used to shadows cast from the surrounding trees, but this was different. This shadow was huge. The sound of something large could be heard walking, and it sounded heavy. A strange smell then filled the house. Now this kind of creeps me out. When the smell fills the house. I don't know why. That gave me a little shiver. The odor was described like that of something dead, or old rotten meat had been left out. The smell lingered in the house for several days. I learned of the incident when this is the writer right here.
Okay.
Saying this, not me. I learned of the incident when I received a call from Derry Police Chief. The women had waited for a couple of days before reporting their experience. The only reason they even reported what happened was due to the fact that they had heard a rumor that the Derry police had shot and killed a creature. This was indeed not the case. The woman had heard talk about a supposed Bigfoot sighting, and they knew that it had been in the newspaper, but neither of the two believed the accounts until then. The police chief seemed impressed with the detailed description that Sue was able to provide. The officer said that the witness looked it square in the eyes, and it was only 3 feet from her. As soon as I received the information, I headed for Derry and met with the chief at his office. From there, he took me down to the house where the incident occurred, and I interviewed Sue and her daughter. Upon entering the house, I could smell the awful stench that was still lingering inside the dwelling. I would also have to describe the odor as something similar to rotten or decay meat. The women showed me their rooms and described in detail what they had seen and experienced that morning. No footprints were found near the house when I arrived, but Sue said she saw odd footprints the next day when the grass was wet. There was a grassy area, however, stomped down by the daughter's bedroom window. The daughter had been out with friends the day before the incident. She got up very late, about 4 a.m., and she heard a strange noise up in the backyard which she described as metallic or rattling of tin. The dogs were also carrying on barking and growling ferociously, as there is the sound of something large moving around behind the house. A similar metal-on-metal noise would be common features in various reports by eyewitnesses in the days ahead. And that's it.
Okay, what's the metal on metal supposed to mean? Like Bigfoot just kind of
climbing fences or on roofs or something?
Scampering around the...
Jesus.
Yeah, sheds maybe?
In this book, I actually have a black and white photo of this window.
Oh.
And it's not what you want to see a Bigfoot in.
Oh, no.
It's like a tiny window, and you can see the edge of the bed, and it's right there.
Oh.
Oh my god!
I'm glad that guy took a photo, though. I was actually going to ask, if you had some hot art of that.
It's not like the best photo, but I mean, you understand what the room looks like,
right?
Yeah, no good. So anyway, that's you know how I love our window stories.
Yeah, I mean, you leave your window open. The Bigfoots and the aliens and the other cryptids, they smell, the pheromones of you sleeping,
Yep.
and they're gonna come and touch you. I mean, that's you're asking for it, man. Close those windows, close those blinds, the drapes. Get some cardboard boxes, maybe some duct tape too, if you're feeling like you really need to protect your sleeping area from window intruders of the third kind. Take the right steps to prevent Bigfoot encounters like this from happening.
If you're on the rag, take your old rags and hang them out in the trees across the way. Like, get your stench out and away,
But Max, what do I do?
You're a man. You can deal with it.
Okay.
You can fucking wrestle it down.
Glad you got that faith in me, because I don't. Because according to the story, the window is 8 feet off the ground.
9 feet, it said.
9 feet, and this thing was kind of hunched over to look in.
Yeah, that's what I gather from the story.
How big must this thing be then? 10? 10 and a half?
No.
That's huge.
One of my thoughts was it's like hanging on the side of the house.
Oh, God.
Like a big monkey.
A big fucking dumb monkey needs to get tranquilized.
Yeah.
Fucking put in a zoo and kept away from my windows at all costs. Good God, man. That's such a creepy image, though. Like, imagine if the daughter was, like, driving home, or like driving home that
God.
that late night, and she like saw Bigfoot hanging off the side of the house like a fucking ape. Like,
Ugh.
oh God, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's a creepy image. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see it swing around the side of the house.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then it just like slowly like turns its head and smiles at the girl as she pulls up in her car. Whew. God,
And then it jumps on the hood of her car and rips her out through the windshield and tears her in half.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be pretty scary.
Yeah, that would be pretty terrifying to see. You're not wrong.
That would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that ain't no good.
Oh, wow.
'Cause, like,
Opening the drapes, dude? Oh, ooh.
yeah, see, that's like one of those little details that gave me a chill.
Oh.
Like, I guess it had, like, pulled the drape aside to look in. Like, what do they want, dude? Why are you doing that, Bigfoot?
They want to be like us, but they don't know how. They're just shy, Max. That's why we can't get them on camera. They're shy.
It's fucked up, man.
It really is, though. Like, what was this creature, like, doing, man? Like, that, oh.
There's a lot of cases of Bigfoots looking in windows, and I know that that's probably because it's one of the scariest scenarios, so people make up a lot of stories.
Right.
But not everybody's lying. Like, some of these are real cases of things looking in windows.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what, makes my hair stand up. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. No good.
No good. No good.
No good.
Nope.
No, it's shitty.
It really is.
The smell is weird.
The smell
Filled
is
the
weird,
house.
man. Yeah, like...
What the fuck? Did it get in the house?
That's what I'm wondering, though, because they were on... I'm assuming that high up, they're on the second floor, so they didn't write up in the report that they checked, all the windows and doors downstairs as well. They just closed up the upstairs and just...
And this is 1973.
Right.
In what I'm assuming is the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it was like that mentality still, like, yeah, you don't need to lock your doors, right?
Right.
Like, it very well could be the case. And it's like, oh, God. Did this thing get in there for a little bit? Is that what the metal was? Like, the metal sound? Like, oh, Jesus.
No, because the metal sound was heard out back.
That's true.
So that was probably Bigfoot trying to climb around, trying to figure things out.
Ugh.
Oh, God, like, one of my favorite, it's not even a video, one of my favorite Bigfoot encounters is the, my God, he's big.
Yeah.
And just...
Mine too.
Every time I listen to that, man, the part where the dispatcher's like, well, what's he doing? And the guy's just like, well, he's looking at me. It's just like, it's so... Like, you can hear the surprise and terror in that man's voice. It's just like, oh... Because that's what they do.
I guess it is what they do.
But, like, it's very rare, and I guess this one doesn't explicitly say that the Bigfoot was in the house, but it's very rare that you ever hear about it actually being in the house. Like, oh, that's such a creepy thing to think about, though.
Yeah.
That it's, like, in your house, sniffing, like, your laundry you leave on the ground, and then it just leaves, like, oh, my God.
Anyway, yeah, it's like you never hear of any in the house, and I actually wonder if we could dig up stories of Bigfoot in the house.
Yeah, I mean, what's it doing in the house? Is it looking for food? Is it trying to smell your dirty laundry? Like, what the fuck is it doing?
Yeah, I wonder if anybody out there knows of Bigfoot in the house stories. You can tell us. That's a whole new route. I've never even thought of that.
Ugh. Ooh.
Like, and also this thing, like, had the drapes pushed aside, Like, it already reached into the house.
Right.
To do that.
Yeah, so it already broke that threshold of of intrusion. Ugh. I mean, I assume like the woman was snoring or something, and that caught the Bigfoot's attention.
Yeah,
to go and check it out, and that's why he kind of pushed back the drapes to see what the noise was.
Gave me a chill. Like, can you imagine waking up and there's just that shape right there?
Ugh.
And you get the glint of eyes from the light hitting it on one side. Oh, Jesus.
Nah. I don't want to think about that. That's terrifying.
That's pretty bad. That's a pretty terrifying thought.
And then, like, your bed is right there, so it's just like...
Yeah, that's like...
Oh.
Man, that's really one of the worst situations.
It really...
The more I think about that, it's like the window's open.
Mm-hmm.
The window's open.
Yep.
Like, usually, at least the window's closed. So it has to at least break through the window before it rips you out, you know? Like, but no, there's nothing stopping it here.
Yep.
There's nothing stopping it.
From just swooping you up in its arms and just carrying you off to its sex dungeon, you know?
It's so good.
Well, anyway, thank you for sharing that story. I didn't want to sleep tonight anyway.
Good.
Good God, man.
You get bars on your windows.
I'm just gonna fucking brick wall my window. No more problem.
We'll see you guys next time with maybe another one. Maybe I can dig through this book and find something else. So, thanks for joining us for Halloween Madness. We'll be back with other stuff soon.
Ooh.